All right, we're gonna try this again. So the phone totally died in the last part of the first Facebook that I was doing. Okay, so this is part two on how to tell your story. Part one, just go to my page and you'll see the part one. All right, so part two. We already talked about in telling your story, if you're already in the story and you have not overcome or the story's not complete, refrain. Refrain from the story. Number two, if the person that you share that experience with has not elected to be in that in the public way, don't do it. Do not say their names. I don't care if it's a book. I don't care if it's a speech. I don't care if it's a radio interview. Do not say their name. Do not say their likeness because they did not sign up for that. Oh, good question. So Jaleisha says, what if it's too late? Okay. All right. So apologize. Yes, apologize to that person. If it was negative, please apologize. And then if it's like a published work, go ahead, do what you can do as far as due diligence now and get that agreement. Like get that agreement like they understand that they're in a book now or a published work, put their name on it and take care of that. Yeah, please take care of that. Okay, she said she'll talk to me later about that. Okay, cool. Hi, Rebecca. How are you? All right, so that was the second part. The third part was to go ahead and the third part, if you've done it, ask for permission. If you haven't done it, continue to not do it. And I was telling you all that there's a story that I use. I told when I was speaking to the Urban League teenagers here in Oklahoma City, and I spoke to them, it was recorded live, so it's in my history. It's in my Facebook history. Hey, David, it's literally here. You can find it. And so I'm teaching them at the Urban League, and I tell them that I remember what it was like to be a teenager, because teenagers, if you think that all they care about is Snapchat and Jordans, you have no clue. Like, you have no freaking clue. That's not all that they think about. It's a lot more going on. And so I was letting them know that I understood them. And when I was in high school, I was letting them know that I had to go through, the girlfriend at the time going through an abortion. And I was at McDonald's and I was telling my experience of that story. And my experience was that I was forced to do that. I wanted the baby and I was told, nope, you're too young, you don't know shit. So this is what you need to do. You need to go to McDonald's. You need to get that money for the abortion. I think at that time it was like $400. So $400, and I'm a senior in high school, walking through the hallways thinking about that, and it happened, and what I felt like as a result of it happening, and what I feel as a result of it happening at the age of 33, like to this day. So I told that story, and I will continue telling that story. Now, the part about that is that I didn't give you the name of the person that I was with, and I did not give you the likeness of the person that I was with. That's important because I'm telling you the part of my mess. There is a message in the mess. I focus on my mess. I don't focus on what anybody else was feeling. I don't focus on what anyone else was doing. I don't focus on what anyone else really said. I focus on my experience, what I was dealing with in the moment. As a result of that happened, I. I'm being specific and I'm owning the entire thing. If you worry about what everybody else has to say in your story, and you're basically making a book like, well, Susan said that, and then John said that, I'm going to ask you to change names or something. But don't incriminate people that didn't ask to be in your story. That's the whole point. So those are the three things that I need you to definitely make sure that you get when you're telling your story, and that's how you tell it. I know a lot of coaches, consultants, business-minded people, they always tell you there's a message in your mess, or you can profit from your pain. And then you're like, well, I don't know how. Like, I don't know how to do that. This is how you do that. You ensure that it's true. That's real. You ensure that you're over it. You ensure that you have not incriminated anyone. If you have, apologize and do better. When you know better, you do better. And then also make sure that you tell your story your way. No one can incriminate you or say that you are doing something malicious if you talk about it from your viewpoint without anyone's likeness or anyone's name. Okay? That's important. So that's what I wanted to tell you all today. For some reason, it really did come up today. And I'm like, I wonder who else needs to hear that. So my intent was to help. And as always, I'm Asa Leveaux. Dreams and blessings.